peace of God. So submit your requests. Do not be anxious for anything, but in everything, through prayer and supplication, submit your requests to God. And the God of all peace and understanding will... something like that. Philippians 4:6. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. Recently, through just some fasting and prayer, like, I don't even know if I should say that necessarily, so I'd say this is to everyone that's in their 20s, their mid-20s, their early 20s, but then especially people in their 20s and 30s. As I've been going through life and looking around, I've been seeing that, and I think the Lord's been showing me that there's a coming of the age, there's a changing of times happening right now, just around the world, with what we're seeing, in the Middle East, but then also here in the United States. But then also, like, in our lives too. I'm 26, so one thing I've noticed is that my parents are getting older. Both my mom and dad. They're getting older visibly, and I think it took me having to slow down and being forced to slow down and pay attention due to various things going on in my life, realize that they're getting older. And not just that, but a lot of the people that around that category of age as well, at work, at my job, where I'm technically currently at, within the parking lot inside of my vehicle, they're also getting older. A lot of the specialists, a lot of the subject matter experts, a lot of them are also getting older. I noticed that at my church too. Obviously the end times are coming soon, and time doesn't stop for anyone, and it's important to take rest. But at the same time, from what I've been getting, at least from God, and I believe it's from God, that it's so important to just be so intentional with everything that we're doing. And this is to you guys too, but I also say it to myself, that it's so intentional. It's so important to be intentional about everything we're doing, because now I'm at an age now where the next generation is taking over the mantle of responsibility at work, whether that's at church, if that's what God's calling you to do, at home with family and friends and loved ones. Think about, like, who runs the world. And I know that's in a very broad sense, but that applies anywhere, whether you're living in Mexico, the United States, Canada, or in a different continent, right? South America, Europe, Asia, Antarctica. Think about how that applies in your life. But right now, like I was saying earlier, I'm at the age where it's not that everything's slowed down, but it's like I'm just now catching it. So an example of that is here recently, some friends of mine from church, some of them have gone through some health problems. Obviously I'm not going to share their names to protect their privacy, but then also there's been people at work in a similar sense. And here's the funny thing too, not funny, but I don't even want to call it a coincidence, but it almost in a coincidental way, a very similar thing happened here at work too, where various technicians now are either retiring, spots are opening up, people have to step up to the mantle. Who's going to do it? And it's noticeable because now these vacancies are actually making it so that a certain part of the system, right, this system that makes the world go round, that makes everything run, the system that that runs society, essentially. It is now, it's reaping with opportunity for all of you guys around my age to step in now and to pick up what has to be done from the previous generation. And again, I talk about this because there's some stuff going on in my life that forced me to have to slow down in other ways, and then that's what led to me noticing this. Just multiple people either going out of commission because of their age, and then also because of their health. Not that they passed away or anything, but I've seen it, and they're moving slower. Maybe they're not able to function at the same cognitive level that they used to before. And it's so funny how like God showed that to me, because it was multiple people in my life too, some closer to me than others. And so I just thought I'd share this video with you guys and talk about that. I'd started another video earlier, and then my phone connected to the Bluetooth and it kind of messed up everything. It cut the video off and I had to like start a new one. But in that video I had prayed, so I'm going to do that at the end of this video. Again, I hope and pray, my prayers now to the Lord is that this message is not missed by some of you, that you guys see this for what it is. And it's that just think about all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world right now, and just ask yourself this question, like, what can you do to ultimately, honestly, to contribute to the Lord's glory, to that which is good, lovely, thought-provoking, to advance the kingdom of God, to love on people. What are the two greatest commandments, right? So love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And then also the second one is love your neighbor as yourself. I don't remember where in the Bible that is, but please look that up. Don't just take my word for it. If you need to go back in the video to look that up, please do, to grab those words there. But they're in there. Sorry. But yeah. Also, I wanted to say that I love each and every one of you, my fellow cheese balls, very much. I want y'all to know that. And I want y'all to know that no day's promised. I'll never stop trying to, I guess, preach that, for lack of better words. And that every single day is a gift from God, and that we should treat it as such. And we should understand that yes, we can enter rest, but at the same time, there's a time to rest. And the book of Ecclesiastes talks about this a good bit. Like, there's a time to rest, but then there's a time to work. And then there's I mean, I'm hesitant to say this too because I'm having trouble quoting it, but another part in Ecclesiastes, look this up too, is where it talks about how I can find, you know, I'm having trouble recalling it now, but I implore you guys to find your purpose, to figure out what that is in the manner of which it fits into society, and pursue that as hard as you can. Work like God's your boss. Know that time doesn't stop. And to those of you that are in your mid-20s going to 30, or even the 30-year-olds, because this is whom I'm directing this towards, because I'm 26 again. It's that the mantle of responsibility is coming. And I implore you guys to ask yourself that question. I'm asking myself that too. Are you ready?